Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Wow. Mercury, Magician, Magus, the Trickster energy coming out first. Doesn't happen too often. Let's put that into some context here. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. A lot of fire energy coming out. Wow, look at that. This is all fire with the fiery emperor at the end. That doesn't happen very often. This is important. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. For this, we are using the Smith Waite Tarot because I like it. It's small, it's green, it's got the gilded edges, and it's the perfect lily pad for Kevin the Frog. Now, that card is hopefully going to tie everything together at the end and give us the confirmation that we need, okay? This is serious. There's a lot of fire energy here. But let's take a look here. First, we have Mercury. We have Major Arcana 2, right? Then we've got fire, 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 fire. No water. A little bit of air. And a little bit of earth. This is interesting. To me, it feels like there is some kind of, there's something going on with this Mercury energy. Okay. Now, Mercury is the trickster. Mercury is the lord of business, commerce, transactions, right? The way things flow back and forth through the pipeline. And with all this fire energy here, I wonder if there's some piece of information that you need. There's something that's not as it seems. Someone has something up their sleeve. Yeah. Because Mercury, Hermes, is the trickster. The trickster archetype. And with this connection with business or transactions or commerce or trade, I feel like we need to kind of get an assessment of these details before we do anything else. I think that if you continue to act in whatever way we're moving now, if we continue to travel in this direction, we're going to run into Seven of Wands, and all of the rest of this fire energy is not going to turn out well, right? Too much fire together usually means conflict, battles, wars, right? A lot of friction, a lot of conflict. Things are getting heated up. Now, we want to try to mitigate that. We want to try to get us down here to this safe haven, this Six of Pentacles. This is what we really want, right? This is our drive. This is our motivation here. But with this Magician energy, I feel like someone's trying to pull the wool over your eyes or something. Someone has a card up their sleeves. It feels to me like there's something unexpected coming, that piece of information or something coming down this pipeline that is going to change the reality, change the facts here on the ground. And you're going to have to maybe shift, you're going to have to reassess, you're going to have to take this piece of information and try to understand what it really means, you know? Because there's kind of two sides of it. There could be a hidden element, right? So what I really feel with all of this fire energy is that there is some unexpected change taking place, right? The Ten of Swords kind of represents the working knowledge that we had before. We thought we had this system all together. Everything was perfect. We thought we had all of the information, the schematics, right? The blueprints we thought were perfect. And now here comes Mercury coming in, and it's almost as if there is now a surprise change of plans, right? Here we have that Four of Wands. This is some outside element, some outside force, maybe a person, maybe it's an idea that you have or a realization that you have. It could be that's disrupting things. That wants to put a new system in place. You know what? Let's scrap this. I got a better idea. Okay, an unexpected change coming in that really might take us off course from the Six of Pentacles. This is what we really want. Seems like we're headed towards conflict. Okay. Now, this previous plan, blueprint, scheme that we had, I don't know if there was a need to kind of implement it first, or if maybe we waited too long, maybe we started second guessing things, maybe we started doubting, maybe we kind of went back and tried to tinker with it a little bit. For some reason, between our final plan and us really putting the system in place, someone else comes in or some other energy comes in and says, wait a minute, let's make some changes, right? Let's do something different. I've got a better idea, or I've got the authority to change things, right? And Mercury is really just the messenger, right? At least in the Greek myths, Mercury, Hermes, was the messenger. Didn't really have the ideas or plans, was just kind of conveying, was relaying messages. So whoever is actually bringing you this information or these changes, don't trust them. Now, don't shoot the messenger, but don't trust them, because they're not the source, right? This is actually coming from somewhere else, some other entity that we can't see right now. I don't think it's this emperor. I think this emperor is representing what we need to become, how we need to get a handle on this situation and, take control, have the authority, kind of lock this thing down so that we maintain the power here. Because it's not this particular energy. There's a message coming in. There are changes that are being made. It's almost as if someone comes to you and says, no, the boss wanted these changes here to be made. You could just say, okay, I'll do it. Or you could say, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't quite trust you. No offense against you, but I'm going to find out for myself. I'm going to go ask the boss. Right? Maybe this is a work thing. Maybe that's the scenario. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe this is something more internal, right? Maybe this is you with this plan of what you want to create, what you want to build in your life, what kind of art, right? What are you creating? What are you doing? And there's a little part of you that says, wait, no, I think I got the message from on high that we should maybe make these particular changes. Well, let's vet that information first. Yeah. This is the Lord of information. You can't always trust the data, right? Something has to make sense of the data. We don't see that here anywhere. We see a Prince of Swords at the top of the path of the dove, trying to make sense of the data. We want to get clarity, but the deeper we look into this information, the more we kind of scratch our head and, stroke our beard and say, what? Doesn't seem right. We can't always trust the data that's coming in. We can't always trust the message. So there is some unexpected change, unexpected data, information, message, some sort of communique that we need not act. Don't trust this information. Don't Don't act on this yet before we're able to really figure out what is going on and get the clarity that we need here. I don't see that we're getting this clarity right now, at least not here. Maybe Kevin, the mystery frog card thing, can help us. But the big message here is that if we go forward, I've been having trouble saying that word, forward. If we go ahead with this information, we're walking into conflict, trouble, right? Let's wait. Let's figure this out. Let's keep it here first and say, no offense against you, Hermes, Mercury, but I don't trust you. We like to go to the show. We like to see the magician, the illusionist, right? We don't trust, even, in the context of the show, whatever the illusionist or the magician tells you, you can't trust it because you know that they're up to something, that they're involved in this show, right? This trick, this illusion. So whatever is being told to you is not the whole story, and it is probably some sort of either treachery, deception, or at least misdirection, okay? It's very important that you get to the bottom of this before you take action, before you get here, you do something based on this. We had a good idea. We were doing this the system was working. We were about to flip the switch. Everything seemed like it's good, and then wham, in comes that information. No, let's change it. And that's basically just like someone throwing a wrench in the machine, right? Putting a stick in your spokes. It's kind of a sucker punch, right? It's kind of a bit of a misdirection. And I wonder if this misdirection maybe is so somebody can usurp this authority. So somebody can maybe undermine you. If this is a work thing, it seems like a pretty bad deal. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Again, I'm just the messenger. But there's some irony there, right? Because I just said, you don't trust the messenger. You can't base your decisions and your actions on what I say, let alone what anyone else says. It has to be on what you say, your authority. Who's the emperor here? That should be the title of the reading. Who's the emperor here? Because there's something unexpected, but we have to assess this. Is somebody trying to undermine you, mislead you, misdirect you, so that they can take control, take power, right? And maybe I'm being a little melodramatic, sure, but what's at stake is this Six of Pentacles, your success, your livelihood, right? This is what we're basing our life on: cooperation, success, harmony, right? The work that we're doing, this is the line, this is the machine. We want it to be an accurate reflection of what's coming from above, the authority, right? Our boss's boss, right? God, goddess, deity, right? Let's go all the way to the top. We want the work that we're doing to be an accurate reflection of the will of the self. God, goddess, deity, guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. The CEO, the owner, whatever. But Mercury comes in and says, wait, hold up. Turn off the machine. Boss wanted some changes. This isn't working anymore. Boss wanted some changes. Well, since this is very important to us, because it's our livelihood, because it is our life and our will, our creation, it's ultimately our responsibility. Let's double check the message. Let's authenticate. Right? Let's authenticate it. And that's the big question, is how are we going to do that? Well, I guess we've got to go all the way to the top, all the way to the big boss. Because we can't really find the answer ourselves. We can't just interrogate Mercury. Mercury is the lord of language, can easily deceive us with tricks and turns of phrases and, misdirection, and all of these clever things. We can't trust that. So where do we take this information? Where do we take these proposed changes to authenticate them? I think we got to go all the way to the top. Yeah. Because again, if not, we're looking for trouble. This is us against a big, powerful, this is David and Goliath. Even though you have, now in David and Goliath, obviously David won, right? But this is the idea that even if you have the moral right, even if you are right, doesn't mean that you're going to just be welcomed and just be accepted. You might have to fight for it. You might have to prove it. Yeah. This really could apply to all sorts of things, and I hope it is something just very simple, misunderstanding. I hope it's nothing serious at work or in your personal life. We don't see any indication of really where this is happening. It's just all fire. It's just all like a big flashing red light saying, don't move, don't do anything, vet this information, sort this stuff out before you get yourself in trouble. Right? But the Seven of Wands is saying that, if we go forward, if we go ahead with the information coming from this magician, we may find ourselves in a position where we have to defend our actions. Where we have to say, well, they told us to do it. Mercury told me to do it. I was just following orders. That doesn't always fly. Yeah. It might work, but you're going to have to defend yourself. You're going to have to, prove that you were acting justly. Let's try to avoid this, right? Let's not let it get to this point. So I think what we should do, go to the path of the serpent. Start with the 10. Okay. The 10 of Wands is interesting because this is kind of the idea of like, well, you've got all the authority, right? Maybe this is your department at work, or this is your life, right? This is you're the boss here. This is kind of an illusion too, because this kind of invokes this idea of the hierarchy. Everybody has a boss, right? Everybody has a boss. You can't get to the very, very top. It just goes round and around and around and around. It's like when you're on the phone, you're trying to get to a representative. You keep getting transferred to different departments. You can never get a manager, right? It's the same kind of thing. But we may think that this is our domain, that we're secure in our authority here, but we're not. That we're going to have to explain things to someone else. So yet another reason why we should make absolutely sure of our next move so that we don't find ourselves in a position where we have to defend our position, right? Now, the 10 of Wands is also this idea of, for whatever the situation is, I feel like we're getting pretty fed up with it. Maybe this isn't the first time that this trickster has come at you with some sort of information, some big changes, some big news, a big investment opportunity, right? Coming at your door, trying to sell you something, and you're just, I see you, buddy. I'm not falling for it. We're starting to get a little bit tired of it. The 10 of Wands can be a very exhausted energy. Maybe it's exhausting trying to maintain your control and authority over your domain, whatever it is. Work, if it's at home, if something at school. Or if this is a more metaphysical or spiritual kind of dilemma that we're in. With all of this fire energy, I kind of feel like there is a fatigue already happening in you. I think there is a physical component here. How it is, I said that this is something that's affecting our livelihood, our life, our business. the Six of Pentacles, this harmony. And then we go into the 7 and the 10. I feel like you're just really aching, like you sore muscles, maybe some back pain, shoulder pain, right? I almost feel like with the 10 that we've got to go back to source, that we almost need some kind of support. We need to be braced here, right? And this is the idea that maybe this isn't something where it is just us alone that has to try to keep the authority here. We need to get an ally. Right? We need to get someone else involved here that is on our side, that can support us. You know? 2 wills are stronger than 1 in this case. Maybe this is getting a couple of the other managers together to figure this out. Maybe it is you going to your boss and trying to figure it out. This is the idea of invoking the other. It's kind of like with the 10, it's almost this, it talks about a need to go back to source, right? The 10 is always at that point where they've got to go back to the ace, right? Go back to kind of the original impulse of this, the original inspiration for this, right? Maybe it's, I don't know if this is more of an artistic thing or a business thing. Reconnect with your original impulse, your original idea, your original, the enthusiasm that you had at the beginning. What was it about this that really got you involved in this? Why are you even out here with this 10? Why are you enduring all of this? If this is something like a work situation, then I do think it is, getting some other energies together, right? Getting some allies, recruiting some people on your side that you can relatively trust. Yeah. Of course, we have next the Princess of Wands. This is in the environment. This is the position of the timing. It's not time to do anything rash. This is saying it's not time to take any kind of like unilateral action, right? Because you're putting yourself out there. Maybe that's what this Mercury figure is trying to do, is to draw you out, to get you to do something in response to them that's going to get you in some trouble, right? It's going to get you in a position that's hard to defend. And that's the Princess doing something a little bit rash. A little bit, this is kind of a reaction. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. And this is that reaction. And that's going to put you in a pretty bad position. So it could be something going on at school. It could be something with a friend group. It could just be a coworker or something, you know? This is what we need to refrain from. And this is the impulse. We want to. We don't care, like consequences be damned. I'm not going to put up with this. And that's understandable. It's not time for that yet, right? It's time to get clarity. It's time to get to the bottom of things. It's time to clear up this confusion that we have about what's really going on. We really need an ace of anything. An ace of swords would be great. A queen of swords would be a 6 of swords. Any clarifying air energy here so that we understand what's going on. We can base our actions not on impulse, not on reaction, not being prompted into something by this outside force, this Mercury energy, but we can calculate our response so that we can achieve victory, so that we can win, that we can harmonize things and succeed and restore the balance that we are working toward. It's fire and earth. Now we're back in touch with source, and we are acting from a place where we are mirroring the will of, management. And that's reflected in our work. So our will is now heaven's will, God, goddess, deity. What we're doing is an exact reflection of what the orders are from above, what management is, what management wants. So we're going straight to the source here, right? And that's how we overcome this. But we've got to get to that point. Now, the Six of Wands is really the card that we don't want. See, it's in this position here, what we don't want. Why don't we want that? Why don't we want victory? Well, we don't want to have to enter into the battle that we then have to overcome anyway. Maybe what we want is to be the boss, is for our will to be the will of heaven, and so there's nothing for us to overcome. It's almost a transcending of this situation. Kind of what I say goes. You're telling me that the boss wanted the plans changed and for us to make these adjustments in the system or whatever, but hey, I'm the boss. So that don't make no sense. Right? So it's understandable why we may not want this. We don't want there to be a challenge for us to have to overcome. But I think we need this. We need to restore the harmony. We need to get ourselves out of this situation, especially if this is something that's happened repeatedly. Which we said it might. It might not be the first time this person showed up here with this misleading or deceptive information. The final card is, of course, the Emperor. Now, that's the big question. Who is the Emperor? Who is the final decision maker here? Right. This depends really on the situation, But I think that we have to align ourselves with this Emperor, whoever it is, if it's you, if it's, your true self, if it is the will of heaven, God, goddess, deity, whatever level this is occurring on. If this is a friendship thing, if this is a school thing, if this is a work thing. Yeah. What is the authority here that we need to consult? It's almost as if we need to take this situation to someone else who has the authority to give the final word. And then we implement that word both in ourselves and in the actual work that we're doing to try to avoid this kind of conflict. I want to look at the mystery card. I'm going to get a sip of I'm drinking lemon water nowadays. I think what I have here now is just purified water, lemon juice, and honey. Yeah, that's it. It's not tea anymore, really. I guess I could still call it tea if I wanted to. Anyway, our frog friend, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. If anyone can tell me which The Office episode I'm referring to when I name the frog Kevin, you will win my undying love and gratitude. And nothing else. Just that. Okay. So, mystery card. Gosh, I want to see, like I said, the air energy, showing that we're getting to the truth of this, that we're not just trusting this information, that we're going to vet this trickster, magician, magus energy, this Mercury Hermes energy. We're going to vet the message to make sure that we don't do something that's going to throw us out of whack with the harmony that we're trying to maintain, because this is our job, right? Whether this is spiritual, friends, family, if this is a work thing, a career, our own business, our own creative endeavors, we're trying to keep this harmony between fire and earth. We're trying to manifest the will from above, heaven or management, whatever. So we need some clarity here. That's what we need. No, we've got the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. This is something sudden. This is something unexpected. It's better to be prepared and forewarned rather than being caught off guard here. Okay? These javelins are coming your way. It's better to kind of know about it beforehand so you can either defend yourself, you can step out of the way, whatever you need to do so you don't just get clobbered by these. And it's coming in fast. More fire energy, right? The wands. So we didn't get the clarity. Maybe the clarity is something that's going to come after. Maybe first we just need to be aware that these are coming down. The clarity we can worry about that later. Right now, we just have to kind of get out of the way, right? We have to be ready for this. So I think there are some unexpected things happening very quickly, but don't react, don't respond to it until we get that clarity. But don't let these hit you, right? We're going to go into the extended and see what else we might be able to uncover. If you want to stick around for that, Aquarius, click on the link in the corner or the link down in the description box. Okay. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me read for you.